Myrna, welcome to the Fit Executive Show. Good to have you here. Yeah, give us a little introduction. Who are you? Where do you live? What do you do? What's your mission? Give us the whole thing here.
I'm from Manitoba, Winnipeg, and my husband and I work together in the mining industry. And we run a family business with our oldest son and his wife. It's a
Mhm.
hospitality business.
Mm.
So my husband and I are used to working together. Before I found Fit Executive and Arne, I was keep trying to keep up on my hit goals, and I was doing that for about 3 years, and I was happy with where I was at, but I knew I could improve on what I was doing. So my husband had come across Arnie's Fit Executive on Instagram. So he got interested in that. And then he said, "Hey, maybe it's something you might be interested." And I'm like, at first I was like, "No, I'm good." And then he started telling me about a couple of conversations he had with Arnie, which piqued my curiosity.
Mhm.
So then I decided I think I want in on this. So I met with Arnie, and then my journey really began, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I would say a next level to where it leads me today. I started at May Long Weekend, my
Mhm.
program,
Mhm.
and I am now with weight wise, I guess, I'm close to 25 pounds down in full hormonal menopause, which that understands what I'm saying knows that that's not a fun place to be
Mm.
if you don't look after yourself per
Yeah.
se,
Yeah.
diet, exercise, and even hormones,
Yeah.
where that led me to one of the coaches helping me with that. Where I'm at with everything is I feel I'm a completely different person for I was a year ago today. Because a year
Uh-huh.
ago today, the end of April, I was just thinking about it. So I
Mhm.
started my journey, jumped in May long weekend, and today I feel like a completely different person. Yeah. So that's my story. I can definitely go into a little bit more detail and stuff, but yeah.
Why don't we do that? It's super interesting. And by the way, it's 25 pounds. This is one side of the coin. I actually had to look at your stats. You also dropped 15 centimeters, so 6 inches at the navel. But what are the wins that you are the most proud of? Physical breakthroughs, mental breakthroughs. I know you've gotten a lot stronger. So let us in on everything here.
I don't know if I can just pick one. So just my overall how I get up and I approach every day. I
Mhm,
think that
mhm,
would be the biggest one. But learning, having the tools and
mhm,
having Arnie and his team helping me with understanding. First of
mhm,
all, I wanted to say it was a little overwhelming. I was like, holy Jesus, I don't know. This is a lot of stuff coming at like the
mhm,
protein and the strength training because I went from
mhm.
hit to full on strength training and whatnot. So it was a lot of information and
A lot of change too, right?
oh my goodness. It
Oh
was
yeah.
I
Yeah,
just
yeah.
the first 2 weeks, I'm not gonna lie, I thought, what? This is a lot. But
It's like
again,
drinking from a fire hose. It's like we're not, yeah, we like to do it at your own pace, but we also like to challenge you a little bit, right? And not go slower than necessary. So, especially the first month, it feels, oh my goodness, I have to think about this, I have to think about that. But it becomes second nature very quickly, right?
it does. It really
Yeah.
does. It's just like anything. It's starting a new job,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
It's starting a new
exactly.
job. It's
Exactly.
all
Yeah.
of this stuff, new jargon, procedures, and stuff. After a couple of months, after I got into my regime, my practice, I really just became second nature,
Mhm,
and it
mhm.
was going to be part of the new Myrna 2.0, so to
Yeah.
speak. I would have to say what helped me as well, like really helped me, that was that success manifesto.
Oh,
I
cool.
really, yeah, I remember going through all the steps and it came
Yeah.
to that. And I was like, I don't really want to do this. But when I did it, I relied on it. on the
Yeah.
times where I didn't want to do it anymore. And I'm like,
Huge relief. Can you explain to the listener or to the viewer what the success manifesto is that we make every client do in the beginning?
sure. It's your essentially your why, but you really dive it's like an onion. You get to your first, you answer your first question, then you get to your second, and
Uh-huh.
really it just breaks it right down to why you are doing this. Not in
Mhm.
just not as in a simplistic way, but not overthinking it either. Like I said, I really did think that was a powerful exercise,
Mhm.
and I didn't want to
Mhm.
do it at the beginning because I was like,
Yeah.
I got
Yeah,
so
yeah.
much.
It's your old self that feels like, okay, there's some change coming, right? And the old self always wants to stay in the comfort zone and it's safe there. And growth happens outside of the comfort zone. And it begins by setting a goal that is stretching you, that opens up your mind to new possibilities. And that also tells your old self, hey, your time is over, baby. It's time for a change. It's time for a reinvention. And basically, with the Success Manifesto, the goal is to have clarity on what do we want, why do we want it, and then why do we deserve it too, right? What's on the other side? What's in it for us when we get to this point? Do you remember what you wrote down?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yes, I do. Because again, now that I'm hitting I'm coming up to my year, I'm like, there's times right now where I'm like, but it for me, it was aging, like retiring. So I'm coming to an age where in my career, in our businesses, I am wanting, because I will be 60 next month.
Mhm.
And I'm really looking at that. What is this days going to look like?
Yeah.
And I want to be able to pick or do whatever I want to do, health wise as well. And of course, our grandchildren, I'm playing with them, playing
Yeah.
hard with them. So those were my success manifesto.
Being the fit grandma, being a role model for graceful aging, not turning older, but you've reversed your age probably by 5, 10 years, wouldn't you say?
Probably, I would
Yeah,
say, for sure.
yeah,
I'm next month, I'm going to say I'm going to be 60, and I feel like I'm 25. It's
yeah. Yes, and you deserve to feel like you're 25 because you do work hard for it.
yeah,
That's awesome. Okay.
yeah.
Okay. So we've done the Success Manifesto. We were just getting started with your wins, with your breakthroughs. Keep going on that.
Okay, it was getting set up to log all of what I was eating, right? With the help of the team, we designed, not designed, but the calories, but this is how many carbs. And
Yeah,
then
yeah.
I'm like, oh, here we go. I've done this before, and it's just I'm anticipating it's going to be like any other program. It's
Mhm,
going to be too difficult, too time, and I'm
mhm,
just going
mhm,
to I'm not going to do it.
mhm,
But the app that I still use it. I use it every day. It's because it's just, and actually they did a refresh on the app, and
mhm.
it's becoming that much easier to
Yeah,
use. And
yeah.
so now I use it. I will plan my day, and for the most part I know what I'm eating, so I'm
Mhm,
already putting it in. So if I stick to my schedule and what I've eaten, I know at the end of the day, if I get my steps in, I do my strength training on that day, and I stick to what I've done, what I've said I was going to eat, then I know exactly where I am. So the journey, it just became so it actually became a bit of a game. I'm like, okay, if it says this is what I'm at with my
mhm,
calories, my macros, this is what the scale should be tomorrow.
mhm,
And
mhm.
it was fun. And then there was days where I was like, I threw all caution to the wind, and today I'm having a chocolate cake and a hamburger and whatever, right? And yeah, so I feel now that I've got the tools to yeah, to not go back to my old eating habits. Yeah, and protein, of course, was the big one, right? Learned a lot about protein. Now everything I consume has it's a color food or a protein at each meal.
Yeah. There are many stereotypes around dieting, right? Dieting has a bad rep, and I agree with fad diets don't work forever, but what is different about this approach? Is it the flexibility? Is it that we incorporate your favorite foods? What's different? Why is it so easy this time?
I guess first of all, it's the education. It's the education that goes behind it, and that's talking with yourself, with your coach. But the first 3 months, I worked strictly with you. So and the podcasts, like so going on. So when I did my steps, I made sure I was listening
Yeah.
to the education of the podcast. So with all of that, I just got educated a lot better
Okay.
on stuff, on the proteins and on the ways of eating, like eating slower. Yeah. And I wanted to start off too by saying I was an intermittent faster. So I was
Uh-huh.
doing that as well before. So when I said, no, I'm good, I do hit 4 days a week. I'm an intermittent faster. I don't need this program. I'm good.
Yeah.
But since then I've gone away, and I remember when you said to me, Myrna, maybe why don't we try like putting some protein, what helps, because I work out, my strength training is at 8 in the morning, Tuesdays to
Hmm.
Thursday, Friday. It's
Hmm.
the only way I can fit that into my schedule. So I clock that in, and away
Yeah.
I do that. But I also do work with a personal trainer that shows up to my house. Just want to throw that out there. But so I wasn't doing that for years. And then when I changed, and I have my protein coffee in the morning before I have my workout, and I am seeing, like, I am lifting. I've never lifted this much. I'm doing squats. I think right now I'm squatting 100 and I'm not even sure, 115 pounds,
Put look it
something.
up on your scorecard here,
Yeah.
but keep going.
Yeah. So I am slowly adding up my weight. Yeah. So I am pushing myself that I've never pushed before at my age.
180 pounds times 8 is what you did on the last workout that I see here. April 23rd. Yes, that's 5 days ago.
90 and 90. Yeah. So there,
Woo!
yeah, right. So yeah, so going back to educating myself with food and the protein. Yeah. And another thing I found as of late, just paying more attention to things, is I find that when I don't drink my water, so let's say I'm eight cups or
Mhm.
even 10 cups, if I have to hit that 12 cups for the numbers to show up on the scale properly.
Oh,
And I
yeah.
found even if I cut back and I just did 10, I don't get the results that point
Okay.
2 or point 3 on the
Yeah.
scale.
Yeah.
And not that it needs to be about the numbers. I've learned that with you as well,
Uh,
but it's getting the liquids in
yeah.
as, which is,
Yeah.
I'm figuring that out as well.
So you're saying you're understanding your biochemistry on a deeper level. You also understand how your brain works on a deeper level and how all of the pieces, how you can put it together in a sustainable way that integrates well with your business life, with your family life, that kind of feels effortless. Is that the right word? Or is it?
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm almost on a automatic pilot now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
autopilot. Exactly.
yeah,
Exactly.
yeah,
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
yeah.
Oh, that's cool. That
Yes,
that
it
that
is
that is
very
cool. It's not, you don't have to think about it anymore. You're just who you are at this point.
yes. 100
That is kind of our
liberating,
our
liberating.
goal. Liberating. Yes, absolutely. Now, how has like getting in shape, turning down, like feeling like you're 25, how has this changed your life? In what situations of your life do you experience this the most?
Work wise, because with what we do, we're in a mineral exploration business. It's a demanding work, as far as like it's a male dominated work as well. There's days where, it's the stuff, and any business owner knows this. It's
Mhm.
the daily grind of it all. And your coworkers are looking at you a lot of times for the answer, or a reaction or not a reaction and stuff.
Mhm.
So I find that where I was last year to where I am this year, I feel we've got a stronger team, like
Mhm.
our business. I don't know if that's coincidental or not. I'm not sure.
Mhm. The team is only as good as their leader, so that might have something to do with it. If you show up differently as a leader, with more confidence, with more like decisiveness, right? And people can tell that in you. Okay, Myrna is not taking BS from either from herself nor from others, from clients, from prospects, from team members. She is who she is. She's confident in her decision-making skills, then they will build the confidence themselves, right?
Yeah. And I find probably less reactive too, because I'm finding with the program, and I
Mm,
touched a little bit on it right before, is it just once you start mastering your sleep and your steps and your nutrition and all your goal setting, it now spills over to the other aspects of your life that you want
mm,
to improve on, right? So
mm,
it just makes sense
mm,
to also you're a better leader, so to
mm.
speak, right? Role model leader, because in our industry, there's not a lot of females in our industry. And yeah,
All right. Now you just signed up for another 9 months with us. What are the goals here? What's next?
yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah, go for
Well,
it.
so one of the things I had kept saying is I wanted to push myself where I had never been before.
Yeah,
I can safely say that is where I'm at right now with,
awesome.
yes. Now, let's push it even further. Like John, the coach says, you must be pretty shredded. I've said, I'm not shredded. I'm lean, but not
Yeah,
shredded. So I'm
uh-huh.
like, what's the next steps? And the
Mm,
possibilities are endless because I feel I've got the right people on my side to help
yeah,
me where I want to go.
all right.
Yeah.
So what does that translate to? Take the next level for Myrna these days.
Yeah, that is a good question. It's a question I have not, other than again pushing myself. Yeah, I'm not sure yet. And I guess that'll be a question for the next podcast. An
There
answer,
you go, an answer. It sounds like we will have to rewrite your success manifesto.
right? I think
Circling back to that, like expanding
so.
the vision, because you're a completely different woman now than you were a year ago.
Yes,
And now you have a sense of what's possible, because many of the things that you've achieved, I remember you were more cautious about setting those goals. And you were like,
right?
yeah, maybe I don't know if this is possible even. And now you know that it is possible because you've done it, you've proven it to yourself. So, what's next is the question here. So, I'm very excited to see, yeah, the rest of your transformation unfold, Myrna. And I couldn't be more happy to be a part of your journey here. So,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
pretty awesome. Now,
yeah.
any final words before we head off? Is this something you would recommend? Is it something you who would you recommend it to? What type of person would benefit the most from this?
Yeah. And
Go ahead.
the person, like anybody that is serious about a change, that wants to change. I still, because where I was at, I was working out. I was, for the most part, thought I was eating healthy, but I didn't have the education to get to where I wanted to go and to
Mm,
even help me set those goals, right? So I think for the most part, it would be anybody that's serious about a change. And
mhm,
secondly, everybody has to start somewhere. First of all, you have to want the change, but everybody has to start somewhere, right? I believe it would be for anybody and everybody. A lot of times people do ask me, how did you do it? How did you
yeah,
lose? So I tell them, but I am finding that people will nod and they will, but unless you're serious
yeah.
about change. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you're serious about a change, if you have a strong ambition in life, this is definitely not for people who are fine being average, right? So this is
Yes.
it's probably a little bit out of the comfort zone, but this is where growth happens. So we're working with growth-minded people, business owners, executives, no matter the age, whether they're in their 40s, 50s, 60s. Our oldest client is 81 right now,
Yes.
so
Amazing. I love
crushing it. Yeah, mentally, he's in his 50s probably, right? So he's,
it. Yeah.
yeah, he's awesome guy, awesome guy. But this is about you here. So, yeah, thank you for being on the show and thank you for sharing your experience with us. And can't wait for part two.
Yes. Me too.
All right, Myrna. Thank you very much and have a great day.